Sing and rejoice. The Lord reaches out to you with healing love. We welcome you to these moments of prayer and reflection this morning. We welcome dear ones who are watching through live stream now or on YouTube later. Becky Cordes has graced us with marvelous music again. Thank you. And thank you to Dean Beery, who's caring for our tech needs this morning as we worship together. And thank you to Chapel Committee for this privilege. I'm grateful. I am Tim Ritchey Martin from Oak Drive, and I am one of 8.2 billion folks on the planet, and we all have a great deal in common. My wife Donna and I were pastors for many years, serving 3 churches of the Brethren. Most days I feel really good about those years. The churches were vital in those years. There was creative ministry started and some ministries adjusted. There were crafting sermons, sitting with sisters and brothers in routine times and in times of crisis. And oh, the sweet, sweet evenings on the bank of Middle Creek at baptism. Our spiritual ancestors called them thin places, places where heaven and earth seemed to meet. And then there are other days. One Sunday some time ago, in a church far away, I was standing after worship within earshot of a conversation that was happening about former pastors. One person said, "No, I don't think that's right. I think Pastor Jones was here before Pastor Smith. Or was he here after Pastor Noble? I don't know. I can't remember. They all run together. See ya at lunch." And I cringed. And I felt some fear and some anger. And I thought, soon we're going to be on that list. We'll be a name in the fog of memory. And all those mornings in the office crafting sermons, and all those afternoons sitting in homes visiting, and all those committee meetings in the evening, and the wonderful Sunday mornings we shared together in worship, be gone, vanished. All of my work will be gone. What did it all mean? Where did it all go? How shall I look back on those years? Now, let me be quick to say these moments are not about asking you to have sympathy with me over my cringing, but they are an invitation. How do you look back at the years you gave to the work you did? How do I look back, especially in light of that conversation at the door of the church? The numbers suggest that we work about 42 years of our lives, that we spend 26 years sleeping. Doesn't that sound good? That we spend about 8 years of screen time, about 3 to 5 years eating, and about a year to a year and a half in the bathroom. 42 years working. In this room, there are retired pastors, there are educators, there are mission workers, there are education administration employees, there are homemakers, farmers, business people, and folks who gave themselves to other work. In my moment of cringing, I also felt despair. My work was for naught. It will be, already is, forgotten. I'm on a list of folks who can barely be remembered. The writer of Ecclesiastes Koheleth, strikes the theme of the book in the very first verses. Vanity of vanities, says the teacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What do people gain from all the toil at which they toil under the sun? The word for vanities is hebel, translated by many scholars to mean absurdity. Absurdity of absurdities, all is absurd. It makes no more sense at the end than it did at the beginning. Nothing in life can be counted on to work out the way it is supposed to. Certain things can be done, certain things can be achieved, happiness is possible, randomness, pain, loss, failure, death may break out unexpectedly and inexplicably. So writes Roland Murphy, theologian and Duke University professor. So where is there any hope for those days when despair is the agenda? Erik Erikson, a child psychoanalyst, gives us a label at least to put on the dilemma. He developed stages of social development throughout life, and I understand there was a lot of criticism of his work, and it has evolved since. But he at least gives us a label, and for the final stage of life, he labels it integrity versus despair. It comes, he suggests, at age 65 and follows during the retired years. During this period of life, one wrestles with questions and issues of accepting the lives we have lived. Now, I understand those criticisms of him, but it's at least a label and a point to start our reflecting. So I guess I'm acting my age. I guess I'm working on the right questions for these years in my life. Integrity versus despair. Are you? Have we sorted through all those years of work? What they meant? Are we fulfilled? Or is it empty, meaningless? Or both? Maybe the words of Ecclesiastes can give expression to our despair on those days when we're living on that side of the equation. But other days, my reflecting is filled with satisfaction and joy. There's a sense of integrity about all that work, all those years. I still find meaning in what I did, and the integrity side of this equation is about feeling satisfied and whole and complete. The integrity side is about the virtue of wisdom, coming to the end with a sense of satisfaction about life. At the heart of my cringing at the door that morning was also a fear of being forgotten. On the good days, that fear turns into confidence that what I was about, who I am, will in some way be remembered. And on those days, I remember a wonderful story in the Gospels. While he was at Bethany, at the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at the table, a woman came with an alabaster jar of very costly ointment of nard. And she broke open the jar, poured the ointment out on his head. But some were there who said to one another in anger, "Why was the ointment wasted in this way? For this ointment could have been sold for more than 300 denarii and the money given to the poor." And they scolded her. But Jesus said, "Let her alone. Why do you trouble her? She has performed a good service for me. For you always have the poor with you, and you can show kindness to them whenever you wish. But you will not always have me. She has done what she could. She has anointed my body beforehand for its burial. Truly I tell you, wherever the good news is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will be told in remembrance of her. Mark 14, 3 through 9. During Jesus' final days, just before Passover, he's in the house of Simon who had leprosy. A woman shows up unannounced. She breaks open an expensive jar of ointment and pours it over Jesus. Other dinner guests are offended by what she does, by the extravagance. The jar could have been sold and the money given to the poor. The men scold. Jesus tells them, "Leave her alone. Truly, I tell you, wherever the good news is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will be told in remembrance of her." She shares an extraordinary act of love. It is not reasonable or restrained, for love gives completely, lavishly. No wonder Jesus points to what she has done as an act of love. He's been speaking throughout his whole ministry about the extravagant, scandalous love of God. On the days when I'm living on the integrity side of the equation, I feel gratitude and satisfaction and joy about all those years. And Jesus' words to this woman give me hope. For on the days when we express love, on the days when we expressed love, we reflected the love that God has shown to us. And something of God came into the world. The love will be remembered. I find hope in those words. If there is any satisfaction in all those years, it is the moments when there was love. Love that reflects the love of God. What we have done in love will be told in remembrance of us. It will be remembered by the grace of God. Frederick Buechner is an American author, Presbyterian minister, preacher, and theologian. He wrote, "When you remember me, it means that you have carried something of who I am with you, that I have left some mark of who I am on who you are. It means that you can summon me back to your mind, even though countless years and miles may stand between us. It means that if we meet again, you will know me. It means that after I die, you can still see my face and hear my voice and speak to me in your heart. For as long as you remember me, I am never entirely lost." So God bless us all as we hold together days of despair, wondering about the absurdity of it all, how quickly our work vanishes, how little it is remembered, as we hold those days together with days of deep satisfaction and integrity and joy, for we have loved and we do love, and that love is remembered, for it reflects God's love. And there is life's greatest meaning. Gracious God of life, We come to acknowledge you as the source and center of life. We come with thanksgiving for our days. Gracious God of life, we come to confess that on some days life seems a mist that has vanished. We ask your merciful presence to guide us to hope, to bathe us in grace. Gracious God of life, we come to offer ourselves yet again to continue the good work you began at creation, to continue the work of Jesus right now in this world. Our prayer is to be binders and menders in the light of your way. In the name of one who showed many a way of faith, hope, and love, Jesus Christ. Amen. Our hymn is number 580 in the blue hymnal, My Life Flows On.